tell the audience what is the uncommitted movement exactly.
Brad, would you like to take
Sure.
that?
So, yeah, thank you so much, Elektra, and thank you, Emjason. So, we're after we saw the amazing effort that was put forward by organizers in Michigan with the Listen to Michigan campaign, and then repeated in so many of the other states with early primaries. We've all in New Jersey, we came together pretty quickly in order to express our disapproval and our protest against the actions that the administration is aiding in Palestine and Gaza at the moment. So the gist of it is, although different states around the country have different um, options for what you can vote for, some have uncommitted, some have no preference, all these different things. We want to get an option like that in states across the country so that everyone can do it. Here in New Jersey, we don't have an uncommitted option by default. So we actually had to petition for and apply for slates of delegates, uncommitted delegates, that we could then collect signatures for to get on the ballot. And so where it currently stands is we are on the ballot in, I believe, 18 of the 20 primary districts in New Jersey. So when you go there on June 4th to choose, if you're a New Jersey resident, you'll see Joe Biden. There's another woman running. She doesn't have any delegates. Her name escapes me at the moment. And then you'll see us, uncommitted, with the slogan, Justice for Palestine, Permanent Ceasefire Now. So that's kind of the gist of it. Elektra, want to add anything?
That pretty much covers the strategy and what we all need to be doing right now. As to why this is important, what I would like to highlight is that this is not business as usual. The scale of it and the threats, the situation in Gaza is unprecedented. And what that means for Palestine, first and foremost, but also for the US and the rest of the world, I'm not sure is well understood by most people. So this is not an election we can afford to just, do nothing because we are disgusted with politics. And even if all we have to offer right now is a very loud statement as to what we think the Democratic Party should mean in order to save it from itself, it is certainly better than nothing.
Can you guys, both of you, particularly Elektra, can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got motivated so passionately to be behind not only about American politics overall, but particularly this issue in Palestine in general?
Absolutely. Thank you. So to connect my own story to the uncommitted, first again, let me highlight that this is a movement driven mainly by the youth. And unfortunately, I don't belong with that group anymore directly. So this is why it's great we have Brad here as well, because it's their generation. They have been the soul of this whole thing. On my end, as a first generation migrant to the US, right? We were talking about that before. I came to the US about 15 years ago. I'm a professor of Middle East Studies. I teach at NJ in Rutgers at New York, here in New Jersey. And I come from the broader region. I specialize in these things. I spent my life studying genocide, past atrocities, ethno-religious conflict, focusing specifically on Greece and Turkey, but also the broader region. So in so many ways, this is very close to my own identity, where I come from, my own world, my own expertise, and also my dual identity as an American as well, given that I now live and work here. I teach American students. I have 2 kids of my own. And I am just overwhelmed with the state of affairs, the atrocities we not only tolerate, but somehow try to justify, which I think makes Palestine such a powerful symbol. It's not the only crime that is happening in the world right now. Hardly the only atrocity that is shocking in human history or in recent history. Although it could be argued that as of recently we have broken every record. But we are not trying to compare atrocities here, like which genocide is the worst, right? It's just that where the US stands in all this, the fact that we try somehow to justify this, fully support it, enable it, provide the money, the weapons, the political support against the whole international community at this point that makes this possible is just outrageous. It's offensive to every American who voted specifically for Joe Biden. This is not what we voted for. It makes absolutely no reason, legally, politically, from the perspective of human rights, history, any way you want to approach it. It doesn't even make any sense from the perspective of American interests if we are to focus on a very selfish, right, understanding of the world. It doesn't make any sense, period. The cruelty, the brutality, the danger of it all. And I was reading the comments here, and some of them are great, right? Somebody said, we are lucky that Iran is showing restraint for now. And I was just reading the news as to how Iran seized just a few minutes ago an Israeli linked ship. So aside from the genocide that is currently unfolding in Gaza, and quite frankly, it is ridiculous to try and argue that this is not a genocide in any way and in any legal and formal definition of the term. It is just simply ridiculous. So other than the genocide that is taking place in Gaza right now and the violence in the West Bank, we are on the brink of a broader escalation, and every single expert in the world has been saying that for quite some time now. So, what are we doing exactly? Is the question we would like to ask Joe Biden. Like, is he committed ideologically to genocide to such an extent that he's willing to risk starting World War III? It's just nonsensical. So, on my end, I was lucky enough to become involved with this movement because it gives us an opportunity to do something rather than just vent, you know.